So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for an insightful talk on ScrapeConfig CRD, the rising star in Prometheus operating ecosystem, by Jayapriya, a senior software engineer at Red Hat. So, Jayapriya is a key contributor from the Red Hat Monitoring team and will take us through the game-changing addition of ScrapeConfig CRD. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming for this talk. I hope you are having a good time at KCD here. So my topic is about ScrapeConfig CRD. Like it's a rising star in the Prometheus Operator ecosystem. So you might have listened to the Prometheus Operator a little bit mentioning in the previous talk. So we might get to know a little bit more in this talk. So a little bit about me. So my name is Jayapriya. I'm working as a senior software engineer at Red Hat OpenShift monitoring team. I'm also a member of the Prometheus Operator project. And you can find me in these social media handles. So the key takeaways you can expect from this presentation are like what exactly is Prometheus Operator and why we need a new custom resource like ScrapeConfig. And we'll see introduction to the ScrapeConfig CRD and also see some examples on top of that. So before we begin, so this was asked in previous talk as well, so I see some of may are new here. So how many of you use Prometheus to monitor Kubernetes? Good. And how many of you use Prometheus to monitor anything other than Kubernetes, like your AWS or GC instances, anything like that? Yeah. So I hope this talk will be helpful for both with introduction of this new CRD, and it will make the life a little bit more easier for the admins. So a little bit brief. So Prometheus is the project that is started in SoundCloud, and it was the second graduated project after Kubernetes. And it's an open source monitoring and alerting toolkit, and it is a metrics-based system. Like the Prometheus collects the metrics and stores the data as time series. That means the metrics will be having the timestamps recorded to it, and it uses like a PromQL for querying the data that is already been collected. And the good thing is that it doesn't rely on any distributed storage. So any single server on which Prometheus is installed, the same place it will be data will be also stored. And it uses the pull-based mechanism to monitor the targets. So Prometheus is responsible for monitoring the targets that has been configured. And it has a very good service discovery mechanism, like it can discover targets that are in AWS, Kubernetes, or even a file-based system also. So why Prometheus Operator? So like in a typical monitoring stack, you might to see like a lot of components like Prometheus, Alert Manager, Grafana, and Thanos. So in order to set up this system by yourself, you might need to set up all the manifest by yourself. Like you also need to create the respective services, config maps, and you also need to set up the service interconnections and all. And these things can be error prone, especially when you are doing it in a production system. So this is where the Prometheus operator comes to rescue, which will make your life easier by the operator taking care of all the responsibilities of managing the Prometheus and the related components with the help of the operator. So three of the key aspects we cover in the operator is like it provides Kubernetes custom resources so that you can define all the resources like as in you define in any other Kubernetes object. Like for example, you can how you write a pod manifest. Similar to that, the CR will based on how the API is defined, you can create the respective resource for the operator. And it provides a simplified deployment configuration. That means you can define how many replicas of Prometheus you want, what is the version, and what is the retention policy. So all these, if you specify in the configuration, the operator will take care rest of the things for you. And it also takes care of the Prometheus target configuration. That means based on the Kubernetes label queries, we can easily set up the monitoring targets without specifying them one by one. So this is the Prometheus Operator GitHub org. So the two of the main projects in this org is like Prometheus Operator itself, which is responsible for managing Prometheus and all the components. And the next one is Prometheus, which is the out-of-the-box monitoring stack you can set up. So most people may be using the Helm chart, which is also based on the Prometheus. So the main custom resource that is part of the operator is the Prometheus custom resource itself, where you can specify the various fields, like which is the version of Prometheus to install, and which alert managers to connect to, and what all the resources that need to specify, like the CPU memory limits and all. And the other important one is the selectors, where we will be specifying the which services to be monitored, or which pods to be monitored, or which probes to be monitored, like that. So I will come to this next. So as part of this talk, we'll be covering mostly ScrapeConfig. So we will see that more in the next few slides. So collecting metrics. So once we have the Prometheus object set up, next thing is like we need to collect the metrics from the workloads that are running, right? So the three options provided by operator currently was like, okay, service monitor, which is used to monitor the services running in Kubernetes, or like the name say pod monitor, it is used to like monitor the respective pods running in Kubernetes. And there is also probe, a resource that was added to monitor like static resources as well as the ingress resources. So everything works on label selector method, as like everything in Kubernetes. So what about the targets that is running outside Kubernetes? How can you monitor anything outside? So one of the option provided by operator for a long time was like additional ScrapeConfig. So how you do this is, okay, you will be specifying everything as in the Prometheus config itself. You see the first block. So this is how you specify anything in Prometheus, and you will be creating a Kubernetes secret using this particular file, and you have to specify a field called additional ScrapeConfigs inside the Prometheus resource and specify the secret key. Then you should be able to monitor anything that operator is not supporting. Like if you want to monitor any GC instance, or you want to monitor any node exporter running outside Kubernetes, anything like that. But this has a few shortbacks, like who is responsible for validating the configs provided by the user, because whatever you specify in additional ScrapeConfigs is everything upon you. So you are responsible for to check that, okay, is my configuration is correct or not, because whatever is not supported by operator, we will not be the operator won't be able to verify the user has provided it correct or not. So, and it doesn't have a Kubernetes native way to declare the targets outside Kubernetes. Also, for example, if you want to have something like a Prometheus as a service which you host in Kubernetes, and you have to provide like other users so that they can even monitor anything outside Kubernetes as well. So this is not possible with the current approach. And so, and also like so those who are familiar with Prometheus and how its configuration is being defined, that one-to-one mapping is not currently there, because some of the fields are not exactly how as it is in Prometheus. So these things are solved with the help of the new CRD that has been introduced. So this exemplifies the Prometheus reach beyond Kubernetes. So the Prometheus operator is known mostly to monitor mostly inside Kubernetes. So with the addition of this ScrapeConfig CRD, this is even possible to monitor any targets. So this was a GitHub issue that was logged 4 years ago in Prometheus Operator. So one of the users wanted to have something called node monitors in order to monitor the nodes, Kubernetes nodes, like that. So they were asking for something like node monitor, similar to like a service monitor. So that's how this idea of having something like a generic config CRD came, but this issue existed almost 4 years, and till somebody was able to fix this issue. So thanks to GIM for fixing this issue after 4 long years being there, this issue being open. So now what happens is you can define any external targets easily with the help of this. So this example is for the static config, so that here in this example I have given 2 external, one is external node exporter and one is external Prometheus. So I just created this ScrapeConfig here, and once I do that and do kubectl apply, and the operator should be able to pick this up, and you should be able to see this in the targets. So as you might have noticed, this is still in V1 alpha 1, that means it's not stable yet. So not recommending it in production yet now, but this something you can test it in dev or staging environments. So this is the result, how it will look in the targets page. So this is an example with monitoring EC2 target. So just for this example, I just created an EC2 instance, and the security group opened for 9100 and installed the node exporter in the instance, and applied this policy EC2 read-only access to the IAM role. And in this case, the relabeling was required because the public IP is needed to scrape the targets. And we also need to supply with the API access key and secret. So you will need to create a Kubernetes secret and specify that in the config. So just we don't recommend exposing the / matrix endpoint without the proper TLS. This, for the sake of the simplicity for the example, I didn't use it, but yeah. But you should be able to use TLS, even that is supported. This is just another example how to use the ScrapeConfig CRD. This is for just monitoring node. If you see this first example, the only thing I have specified is the role as a node. So even if the node doesn't have a node exporter running, you can easily monitor the Kubernetes nodes with the help of this. So, and another example, using the same Kubernetes SD configs, I have specified the role as pod and the selectors as one of the pods labels. So using this, we can also monitor the pods. So similar to how you can use pod monitor, maybe you can even use this new approach of ScrapeConfig like in a Prometheus native way. So this is just a result of that. So we have even option to filter the targets as well. So if you do kubectl explain the ScrapeConfig spec, you should be able to see which all options are available for the each of the supported discovery options. So currently we have like offer whatever that is existing will be still supported, but now we even have the ScrapeConfig which we can use to generate the Prometheus configuration easily. So currently we have 10 supported service discoveries. For each of the respective versions, we keep on adding the new service discovery options. So in the upcoming release, we will even have the digital ocean SD support. So I think Prometheus have like 20 plus service discovery. So it will take a lot of time. So we really welcome whoever wants to contribute. So you can look at our Prometheus Operator GitHub issues. You might even find a lot of good first issues as well. And we welcome a lot of new contributors as well. So please reach out. Even if it is not just code, you can even contribute to documentation or even small bug fixes. So these are some of the links. I should be able to watch this later. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Since Lightning Talk doesn't have QA, you can reach out to me offline. So yeah, thanks.